Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to my channel, Crochet Characters with Gio, where creative ideas are born. Now on today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to make your first character, and these are the items that you're going to be needing to complete that task. It only takes 2 colors of yarn. I got red right here and I got pink. The actual names of it that they have on the ball is strawberry for this one, and this other one is just red. We're going to be needing an 4mm hook, a needle for sewing in ends, a scissor, polyester to fill them up, and then we're going to be using some threads later on in the video, and I'll show you on how to use it to create the eyes that we want to get. Alright, let's put those aside at the moment, and we're going to go ahead and start with our body. Alright, so for the first part, we're going to be making the body. Alright, let's see here. Alright, so we're gonna start off with the magic circle. So magic circle, you're gonna chain in 6 single crochets. So right here will be 1, 2, 3, 6. Now if you do need help on knowing what the stitches are, or if you haven't practiced and you're new to the craft, I do suggest that you go ahead and go back to my previous videos where I actually show on a specific videos to do different stitches. And then once you feel comfortable on what you're doing, you can go ahead and jump back and follow along. That way you know actually the terms that I'm using and what I'm referring to as I go. Alright, so we're going to be working on the round. So that means we're not going to be slip stitching on every single row. We are not. It's only continuous rounds and rounds. Alright, so after the sixth stitch, we're gonna go ahead and insert a hook on the first stitch, as you can see right here, and we're gonna go ahead and single crochet 1. There we go. So in it goes, and then I'm gonna use a marker. I'm gonna be using this thread. You can use anything, a bobby pin, a yarn cutter like I'm doing right now, like an actual stitch, just something to pinpoint where you actually start and end your row, of course. All right, so we're gonna be doing 2 single crochets, and every single one is gonna be an increase. And just like that. Alright, so you can actually count how many you have. For this example, we need to have 12. So starting, it goes by 2s, since we put 2 on every stitch. So we need to have 12. So that means it's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and 12. Those are the total amount that we need, and it's correct, so we can continue on with the next row. Now if you were to have like less or more, that means that you have you didn't count them right, or there's like an extra or a missing stitch somewhere around the line. All right, so on the next one we're going to be going 1 single crochet and then followed by an increase. So right now the first one I just put my marker in, which is 1. Now the next one's going to be an actual increase, and we're going to be doing that for the entire row. Alright, and we're in the last one already. And 2. So remember, every single time that you start with a single crochet in the beginning, and you're following the same sequence, you're always going to end up with an increase at the end. Single, increase. Now if it was vice versa, then of course the rows will be vice versa, with an increase and then ending with a single. But for us, since I'm starting with singles, like that's what we get, unless specified, of course. All right, so of course we're gonna need 18 now, so we go ahead and count them. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. All right, sweet. All right, so we're gonna start the next one. So it's gonna be another single. And there we go. Alrighty, so we're gonna go ahead and start with the following row. This one is gonna be 2 single crochets, 1 and 2, followed by an increase. So what we're gonna be doing now is gonna be another single crochet. So last time we did 1, now we're doing 2. So 1, 2, and then this one's an increase right here. And we're gonna do that for the whole row around. So that's 1, that's 2, increase, 1, 2, 1, 2, single. And basically this expanding part that we're doing with the increase is that way we can actually expand properly the dimensions of the sphere, and that way it won't be like deformed. So we're looking for a good sphere, and that's what we're doing right now. All right. So 1, 2, and the last one's an increase. So just like that, so count them again. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Alright, 24. Now, next row. Now on this row we're gonna be starting with a single crochet, and then the last one we were doing an increase. Now on this row right here, we're not gonna do no increase, so it's just gonna be 1 single crochet all around. So that's 2, so no increases, just go all around. Alrighty, it looks like we're almost towards the end of that round. Alright, since we didn't do no increase, we should have every single stitch in place, which is the amount of 24 that we just counted. Just double check, that way you didn't miss one, that way you did not left one behind. I can't talk today. Alright, so let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. 24. All right, great. So that's the amount that we need. Now, I'm going to go ahead and continue on. You do need 5 more rows of single crochet, just how you did it right now. So you need 5 more, okay? That was 1. It's 6 in total. So I'll be back when I finish my 5, okay? All right. Hey, all right guys, I'm back now. So I finished already my rows that I said I was gonna do. It was 6, like how I mentioned. And I actually wanted to give you a heads up. Like, for example, let's say I think I did my 6 rows already. Here's a way to find out if you actually have the correct amount needed. Now we're gonna go ahead and look down here. Remember in the beginning it was one, I was double all around, then it was single, increase, then 2 singles, then increase, and then single, 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 right? All right, so we can actually have that blueprint in here. This right here is where we started our stitch marker. So this side is start and this one is finish. All right, so if you actually take a look here, you can see the double in the beginning. The first row right here, it was a single and then single, 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 right? All right, so we can actually have that blueprint in here. This right here is where we started our stitch marker. So this side is start and this one is finish. All right, so if you actually take a look here, you can see the double in the beginning. The first row right here, it was a single and then increase, and then right here is one, and you see these 2 right here, that's an increase right there. So now everything above it is going to be singles. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and those are the actual numbers that I needed. So that is correct. Now after getting to this point right here, if you haven't, you can again pause the video and continue on if you still need some, but if not, let's go ahead and continue. All right, so on the next step, the reason that I said is to do those and stop there is because there's a different part coming up now. All right, so for the following part, we're gonna be doing pretty much almost everything backwards how we just did it. So we're gonna go ahead and single crochet on the first one, bring in the stitch marker or whatever it is that you're using to identify where our round began. All right, so that's going to be 1. On the following one, we're going to do another one, so that's 2 single crochet. Now we're going to be doing a decrease now, so a single crochet decrease, so just like that. And again, if you don't know what I'm referring to, you can always go back to my videos. I do have some tutorials explaining on how to do it and what it is. That way you can feel comfortable doing it. All right, so we're going to be doing that all the way around. So remember, so it's 2 and then decrease. So you can see 1, 1, decrease, 1, 1, decrease. All right, so let's go to the other one. Okay, we're almost there. And of course, since we're doing decrease, our numbers are going to be getting smaller this time. Instead of last time, you know how they were like increasing and increasing from like 6, 12, 18, 24. Yeah, now we're going to go backwards actually. So since 24 was our last number that we got to, we're going backwards now. So the number prior to that, it was 18. So now we're going to be looking for that we actually have 18 stitches. All right, let me go ahead and put my marker there. Alrighty, let's see. So automatically this is 1 right here. Then followed by 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Put this one right here. Alrighty, so it looks like we're good. Alright, so for our next row, yep, you guessed it. So now it's going to be 1 and decrease. So we just did 1 right there. So the following one is a decrease. And you're gonna know that as you go, the numbers are getting smaller, so you're gonna be finishing the rows more quicker because there's less stitches. Alrighty then. Alright, almost there. And then followed by the next two. Alright guys, so let's see here. So here's the part we just went through right now. Set on the side. So the next part we're going to be doing is going to be doing a shoe for our Kirby. So what we're going to be wanting to do is going to be a magic ring again. So let's go ahead and do that. Magic ring. And we're going to insert 6 single crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Close that in. Alright then. So now we're going to be using only the back loops. So right here, this is the front and this is the back. Front and back, front and back. So only on the back. So insert through there. Okay. And then it's going to be only a single. Add a stitch marker. In this case, I have this color. That way we can have a contrast because the other one was red. Alright. Now we're just going to be using for this row only the back loops. So the next stitch is going to be a half double crochet. Two, 3. Alright, let's do it again. Okay. 4, and then your last one's going to be a single. Alright, and then we're going to go ahead and do a normal single crochet. And then we're going to get some of that stitch marker. Alright, and typically I like to force it towards the end and push it down. That way you can actually get the mold out how you're supposed to want it. It makes it easier. Okay, so on the next stitch, so that was 1 single crochet, and then on the next one it's going to be a decrease, single decrease. Okay, follow with the next one. There it is. Decrease. Now the last one, which is right here, is going to be a single. Just like that. Alright, and then whoa, right here. And then on the last one, the beginning, we're not going to do anything, we're just going to do a slip stitch. And you're going to make 2 of these. Again, leave a tail, that way you can sew. Okay. And this becomes our shoe. Alright, so we need 2 of those. Alright, so what you can do is, if you have too much of too much yarn left over from the second one, not the long one. This is gonna be for for sewing in. This one right here, you can actually just like push it in. I don't know how to have it. Now you can put stuffing if you want, like the one that we use for the main body, but that's gonna be not tough, but there's gonna be a whole bunch of like fibers coming out, especially if you put too much. Then like you have the shoe with little white foamy stuff sticking out, and like that's not my type of style, but if you want to, go ahead and do it. All right, so that's one, and I already had made the other one for you guys, so I have two now. All right, so excuse me. Now we're gonna start. We're gonna need this no more. So now we're gonna do the arm. Now the arm is gonna be really simple. So again, oh, I don't like that piece. I'll cut that. Okay. So again, we're gonna do a magic ring. All right. So on this one, we're only gonna do 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. All right. So insert the hook in the first stitch, and it goes. There it is. Single crochet. One, 2, 3, and then the last one right here, 4. It goes. All right, so just how we do it with the foot, I use the back end, push it down, keep pushing it back down. That way you can actually get the mold, or else it's gonna start going backwards. We don't want that. All right, so after we just do that, we're gonna repeat that one more time. So single all around. So it's 2 rows. And again, once you finished it, right at the beginning, instead of doing like no stitch, we're gonna actually a strip stitch like just like the other ones, all the other ones. And the strip stitch just it keeps everything in place, and of course signifies that it's the end of that row project. All right, cool. So I got 1, 2. Alrighty. Alright guys, so now the next thing that we're working on is going to be putting everything in together. So as right here, I was already working on the legs. I'm sorry, the shoes. So I have placed one already, and I'm finishing off the other one. So put the yarn in, scoop it out, and then pass it through the shoe, just how I'm doing it right here. As you can see, this is what I've done. One side comes out through the other, grab some, and then I'm going to do the next one right here. So I want to pass through right through the front, just like that. And then on the nearest stitch, which if I correlate it, it falls into either this or this hole, but I'm gonna put it on this one right here, and that's gonna be it. So what I want to do is I want to pass the same, you see how this string of yarn is right there, it's from my other foot that I refinished. So I want to make sure that I guide my end, this string, with this other one right here. I want it to be together, and then pull a little bit and it tucks it in, and there you go, and you have two little feet. Okay, all right guys, so let me go ahead and show you how the next step is done. All right, so we have already added the feet, how I showed you, and we had two arms, right? So I just added one. I'll show you how to add the other one, and then I'll show you how to make the other eye, because it's straight the same straight I can't talk. It's the same thing as there's nothing different, same process. There you go. All right, so first we're gonna end up doing the actual eye. So these are the three colors that you need: blue, black, and white. Black, white is self-explanatory. The blue color that I am using is 3843. I do have a little bit of it, so I managed to make this eye. All right, but first of all, before anything else, before using that color, we're gonna be starting off with black, and you don't need that much black. You need a decent amount, but if it's your first time, take a good handful. Well, not the whole thing, like a good amount. That way you can actually feel comfy and not worry about running out. All right, so sorry about that. Okay, so inside the needle, so we're gonna count 3 spaces. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and it's gonna be this one right here. So starting from the side, you can start from anywhere, but don't be starting from the front. Start always on the side. That way you can see visually what you're making. All right, so taking that into consideration that it was 3, we're gonna do 3 on top. 1, 2, 3, and then this is the one that we want right there. 1, 2, 3. So right there, almost all the way in. Make sure you have a good amount of string, just like that. It's fine. Now go down and see how this row, that's the word that I put it, follow that row, and it's right here, so it's going to be this stitch. That way you can make it symmetrical to the other one. Okay, so just like that. So pull, pull, pull. All right, so when you pull, make sure you pull from the bottom too. It's a two-way thing, top and bottom. You tug it pretty good, it comes out nice. If you don't tug it, it comes out sluggish. All right, so we're gonna do 8 turns. So this right here is our second one already. So 1, pull up, and then pull a little bit on the bottom. Again. 2. This is gonna be our third one. Or just make sure that you are actually coming in on the actuals. All right, so it's 6, so this is going to be 7. And go ahead and So on the 9th one, we're gonna actually like bring the tail with the other with the other tail, and that was our insert. That's what it's to. So hold it, and we can guide it, and there you go. And this right here is pretty much the poly fiber, which you can't do nothing about it. All right, so the next part we're going to be doing is going to be adding our blue. Okay. All right, guys. So blue. Alright, do you see this side right here? That's where we're going to be inserting blue, just like how we did on this other side. So you saw how it's on the second row from the top, so it's going to be on this right here. So insert your hook on the side. I'll push it right here on the side, and I'll say right there. Right, this should be good. Okay. Now pull it, pull it, pull it. Remember a good tail. So we're gonna go ahead. I hold my finger like this to guide it, and then in it goes, and then up. Pull it gently, and then when your finger just mold it. Remember, tuck it from the other side. Hope it fell. Okay, just like that. We're gonna go ahead and do it again, and we're gonna do it 4 times. That's the 3rd one. Guide it with your finger. You like it, and pull on it. Tuck it. There you go. You can see how it looks from both sides. I can probably do one more on top, and then I'm gonna exit out just like that, just how we did with the other color right now. So remember, be careful with these. Okay, and then slowly just guide it, and then tuck it, and just like that. Okay, so now our next step is going to be the color white. We're going to do the same thing, same process, how to go in and how to get out, but this time we're going to be going on top of the eye, so just on the very tip of the black eye part, or pupil, I guess. Alright, okay, so as you can see, I kind of went down on this lane right here, on this row, I mean. So I'm looking to be somewhere here. So push down, just how I'm doing it, and then with the little tip, go in, and then bring it back up to the beginning, right there. And pull. Now don't let go of that finger like I'm doing it. Keep going, guide it. Right, then just slowly guide it, shape it. And then tuck it with the white. Okay, again, same spot where that one is at, and we're gonna do the same process. Up. Okay, and we're gonna do it 4 times. So this right here is gonna be our third one, a third loopy. Right, and here we go. Third one. Shape it, guide it with your finger. There you go. Now our last one, I like to go right over it. See how that looks? Like when you go over it, if I were to go on the side, you see that lump right there? Yeah, it won't cover it. If I go to the other side, it's not gonna cover it either. But if you go on top of it, it looks way better. It covers it up. It gives that feeling. And it's those small little things that you understand as more. Alright guys, so let's see here. So we left off on our last turn and connecting it to tail. So I already cut all of the tails off and I'm showing you exactly how I did it. So for example, like right here, like you see these 2 tails, there was a whole bunch of them everywhere, right? But with other colors. So what I was doing and what I did, and this is how you do it, is by making a knot on them when they're both there. 2 knots, secure it, then afterwards cut it. You don't need that no more. And then with your needle, with this side up, poke it in. You can go from adjacent or near that and then pull it down. See how I'm doing it? Pull it down, that way you won't see it. And there you go, and it's gone. So that's how I did it to every single one. See how there's like colors right there? You can actually even go even more depending on how visible on top it is. See, it doesn't look no more. And just like that all the way around. Alright, so we're almost done. The last steps are, and I also sew in the other little hand. So the last step that we're gonna be doing is adding a keychain. That's what the purpose of this long yarn is for. All right, so bring it in. All right, so with this, what you want is the first tip right here. You're gonna pass it through, that way you can grab it. Now we're gonna be going diagonal and cross and counter crosswise on every side. So for example, right there, tuck it in, holds it in, go the one next neighbor to it, go the opposite side adjacent to it. Now pass that forward from top. No, hold on, that was wrong right there. Undo it. Okay, the one that's next to it is going to be this one right here in the back, because we already did on one side. So we want to make sure that we secure it as much as possible. Okay, so you see this right here, you're going to pass it through right there. You don't want it to be too far away from all the other spots, that way you can just make it look more neat. Oh. So you pass it again, and it looks like we're almost done here. We don't need too much. I'm gonna pass it down here. Okay, now see, if you pull on it, it doesn't go nowhere. Alright, so now to hide that long tail, we're gonna go the next one on down here. Pick a spot. There it is. Okay. Make a spot, make a turn. Make another zigzag. Right now we're just trying to make a whole bunch of little turns. That way you can actually bind itself with everything on what's underneath. And then at the end, just hide it off. There you go. Just like that, push that in, and you're good. Alright, so there it is. Oh, hold on, let's do one more touch. I have a marker here. Do it on your finger. and then it's doing little side cheeks. Just rub it gently inside, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. There you go. See, again, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Now, of course, this is all optional. You don't really have to if you don't want to, if you don't feel it, and if you don't like it, then you know it's okay. But it kind of gives like a little touch, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, in my opinion, it completes it. There you go, see? Alright, cool, great. So I hope this was a great lesson. There's of course way more videos coming through, and go ahead and click on this other side over here to prompt you to the next video.